Since 2006, 61 South Dakota teens were killed in alcohol-related motor vehicle crashes. Those are deaths, tragedies. They could have been prevented.
I promise to take a stand and to inform my child of the dangers of underage drinking and driving.
Now, with the help of campaigns like Parents Matter, we've got parents talking to their kids, and those conversations have saved lives.
I promise to be an example for my child.
Talking to your children about the dangers of drinking and driving is never an easy conversation to have. Parents across the state are taking a stand. Underage drinking is not acceptable, ever.
I promise to let my expectations be known.
I promise to have the talk.
Are you ready to take a stand?
When I think about talking to our teenage son and our younger boys about underage drinking, I think about our communities and how sometimes it becomes hard for parents to talk to their teens because they start thinking about, well, what did I do as a teenager? And I think it's so important to say it doesn't matter about what I did in the past. It's not a rite of passage. It's about caring about our kids. It's about wanting to see them grow up.
I guess as parents, we just try to teach our kids to be responsible by being more proactive as parents instead of reacting to what they're doing. But if we, build those relationships and let them know how we stand on things and what we believe to help them make their own choices.
There's more pressure. They have to grow up a lot quicker. And their mind is not there or mature enough to handle it, the things that come across their ways. And I think they need a parent so much more now than ever before.
I had a lot of apprehension at first to have the talk about underage drinking, but what somewhat put me at ease was just simply talking with Michelle first. I mean, go to your spouse, talk to them, get on the same page. How are we going to address this issue? How are we going to answer those tough questions when they ask us, well, did you drink when you were in high school? How are we going to answer those questions? And come up with a game plan before you even bring the child into the conversation. That way, I think you've got a leg to stand on. You've got support from your spouse, knowing that it doesn't matter if they talk to dad or if they talk to mom separately, they're getting a consistent message.
I guess I don't believe it's any one big talk. It's more of a lifestyle, an example, constant conversation with them.
If you can lay down those ground rules to say that this is not going to be acceptable in our house, but yet make it comfortable for them to come talk to you about it.
Now they're teenagers. They need to learn things about the real world. Wouldn't you rather have it come from you, what you know, than somebody else, or at least share with them? They will appreciate it. It might be hard and difficult at first and odd and uncomfortable, but they'd rather hear it from you.
We want to be more than just friends with their kids. We want to be their parents. We want to teach them right from wrong and to know that there are consequences whenever they make a wrong decision.
I didn't have struggles defining the line between parent and friendship. I feel that is my job with 4 children. It's easier to be her friend and want to do that, say yes all the time. But I have learned they want boundaries. They want us to say no. We're their parents. I think that's our job ultimately.
We're not naive to the fact that our son is going to be tempted and he's going to face those peer pressures. But what we're trying to do is just give him enough tools so that he can get out of that situation. And if that means he just says, no, my dad's going to kill me if I do this, and he's able to step out of that peer pressure situation, then good. We've gained another day to address what the issues are, and in the end, he makes it home safe that night.
I just wanted them to know that I've been there before in their shoes, and I know what happens, and I know that pressure, and I just want them to know they can come to me.
I think it's more than just talking to your own children. I think it's talking to your children's community and having some influence on that.
They need to know that there's clear expectations and that there will be consequences if this situation happens. What those consequences will be, I think, depends on the situation. But whether it's, if they've got a car, you take that away, or obviously if they're grounded, or But obviously just taking that teachable moment and talking through that with them is just as important as the consequence. I think a teachable moment could even be if there has been an accident due to drinking and driving, or a life has been lost. You know, they know that, they hear it in the news, they see it. Talk to them about it. How are you feeling about that? Please know that as parents, that would absolutely devastate us. We love you unconditionally. We want to see you grow up. And these are the realities, the consequences that can happen if you choose to drink and if you choose to drink and drive. Use that as a teachable moment to talk that through with them about their feelings, and just knowing that we are doing this because we want you to be safe. We want to see you grow up. We care about you just too much.
I think that our sons can look at us and say, you know, Mom and Dad, they do not have to have a beer to have a good time. Alcohol isn't present at all of our functions. And we can role model that, and it's kind of a small step that we're taking, but I think it's going a long ways into setting the foundation for how our kids view alcohol.
Yeah, you know, I've heard other parents that say, well, I know they're going to do this or that anyway, and I don't buy into that. I think my kids, there's right and there's wrong. There's rules and there's laws for a reason. There's reasons why you can do things at a certain age, or you need to wait till certain points in your life to do things. And just here's the reasons. And we expect you to live by these standards.
There's so many different places where parents can reach out to try to get more information. But again, I feel like the most important thing just as a parent is if you can just start that conversation early, talk together as a couple to decide what do we want to lay as our foundation? What are our expectations? What are our consequences going to be? And start that young. It's just going to feel comfortable for you. You know, the longer you wait into the teen years, the harder I think the conversation is, both for the parent and for the child. And, you know, underage drinking is not worth it. There's just too much at stake. I want to see you grow up. I do not want to get that call. I do not want to get that knock on the door saying that you're not coming home. I love you too much.
Since 2006, 61 South Dakota teens were killed in alcohol-related motor vehicle crashes. Those are deaths, tragedies. They could have been prevented.
Brandon Downey.
Now, with the help of campaigns like Parents Matter, we've got parents talking to their kids, and those conversations have saved lives.
Ashley Foley.
Talking to your children about the dangers of drinking and driving is never an easy conversation to have.
Larry Hoyer.
Parents across the state are taking a stand. Underage drinking is not acceptable, ever.
Kayla Gaff.
Are you ready to take a stand? Talking to your kids about drinking, not easy. Talking to them when they're dead, impossible.